When cops make 0.00001% paranormal discoveries, for the most part, cops are doing their duties by arresting criminals. However, there is also that 0.01% chance that cops may come across paranormal discoveries, starting with a horrifying moment in which a ghost is shown on surveillance video outside of a restaurant that is supposedly haunted, which prompts the police to begin their investigation. The restaurant noted in a statement that was published on Facebook that while the building is particularly well known for the presence of ghosts in the basement, there has never been an incident in which motion detectors have been activated within the building. The restaurant explained. They distributed the video from the closed-circuit television system, in which a white object that is traveling quickly can be seen flying by the camera. It is not lights from the car, because you can see how others are picked up, and there is no horizontal wind blowing, the restaurant pointed out. So what can this be? Make of it what you will, but this has never happened before. Spooky coincidence for the time of year. Approximately 1 minute after the ghost was seen on video, the cops can be seen arriving at the restaurant to investigate the cause of the alarms that were triggered. Adrienne Waterman, who is a co-owner of the restaurant, said to NBC 10 Boston that she had seen items fall off shelves in the past. Furthermore, users on Facebook were eager to speculate about what the paranormal activity may be when the restaurant uploaded the video to the internet. One user offered a story about the lady in white as an example of what they thought the ghost might be. Some residents had claimed to see her in the hallways. One wrote a poem about her experience. Facebook users wrote, "For those who do not know the identity of the lady in white, she was a woman who resided at what was formerly known as Rockingham House, which was built in 1785. However, the residence burned down in 1884 while the woman was inside, and ever since then, rumors have circulated that the residence is haunted." Next up is a 911 call from a woman who claimed to have seen her dead son's ghost on her security camera. Thus, the cops showed up to look into the incident. Furthermore, Jennifer Hodge from Atlanta, Georgia, was in bed watching television with her daughter, Lauren, 21, when she got a notice on her phone that stated "person spotted in entryway." After opening the image, the woman saw the figure of a transparent man who seemed to be identical to her son, Robbie, who had passed away from an overdose of drugs 2 years before. After sighting the frightening figure, Ms. Hodge, who works as an estate agent, admits that she is still freaking out, but she takes solace in the fact that she believes it is a sign that her son is now at rest. The mother told the cops, "It's just insane. I'm blown away. It's just crazy. I was laying in bed watching TV with my daughter, and I was just about asleep. The phone was lay between us, and I got this message notification saying someone was in the kitchen." The daughter, Lauren, also told the cops what she said that night. "Mom, there's a person in the kitchen. Mom, that's Robbie." I was stunned. And it did look just like him, beard and all. After the mother and daughter were startled by the strange figure, they hurried into the kitchen to investigate. However, they discovered no sign of a break-in, and there have been no other sightings since then. Ms. Hodge told the cops, "Now I feel like he was letting me know he is happy in heaven. That brings me some comfort, but I still just think it's weird. I'm in awe. Why did this happen to me? I haven't seen anything since, and I had never seen a ghost before. Does it look like Robbie? Yes. I would love to see anybody else's camera where people might look transparent. This is just weird." Robbie, who was 23 years old at the time of his death in 2016, is thought to have died as a result of an accidental overdose of phonic Xanax. Prior to his death, his mother asserts that he was a giving, caring, and loving human being, and that he and his ex-partner had even established a charitable organization to assist others who were struggling with addiction. Next, we have a woman who has reported to the cops that she saw paranormal activity in her baby's crib.
Ayo, something traumatic happened that changed my life. Check.
When Erica Danielle, a mother and TikToker, published the creepy video on her profile, she received more than 9 million views and 16,000 comments within a short period of time. In the caption, Erica adds, "We have paranormal things happen a lot in our home. Look close, or you might miss it." The video opens with Erica's baby resting peacefully in his cot, but after a few seconds, his slumber is disrupted, and he starts to toss and turn. At long last, the little child gets up, wiping his eyes in a sleepy manner. At that moment, Erica is under the impression that she has seen an orb flitting up and out from underneath the baby. Also, the little light soars up from the mattress and vanishes out of view before coming back down. However, the comments indicate that a significant number of TikTokers saw more than just the purported orb. It looked like something was moving his leg from the beginning, and then moved his head and arm, like it was checking him out. One user wrote, "His leg got pulled. I'm scared, poor baby." Another user commented, "However, there is one thing that every single TikTok user can agree on, and that is the fact that when you have a kid under your care, you never know what the day may bring." Next, we have a terrifying image taken at the site of a deadly collision that has caught what some people believe to be a ghostly figure hiding a few feet away from the police. The guy who was killed in the accident, which also left another young man struggling for his life, was the subject of the disturbing image that was shot in Mexico City following the accident. Paramedics arrived at the site in a hurry and discovered two people inside the car. Both men were rushed to the hospital with head injuries, but one of them was declared dead from brain trauma experienced in the collision. Locals, however, are now certain that a photograph taken at the place depicts a ghost that is still there in the aftermath of the incident. With its head-to-toe black robe and gaping maw, the scary figure has been compared to the murderer in the Scream movie trilogy. On the other side, the photograph is not the first occasion that something eerie has been caught on camera when drivers are out on the roads in Mexico City. What many people believe to be a ghostly figure crossing the road was seen on the dashcam of a truck driver the previous year, and the video quickly went viral. In the video, William Church was driving home in the early hours of the morning when he saw a strange white shadow on the side of the road in Mexico City. When Mr. Church uploaded the eerie video on the internet, people were split about whether or not he had captured anything supernatural, or whether or not it was just a trick of light from his truck. In an interview with Fox News, he said that the figure was just standing in the roadway as I passed by. Looks like you can see the lines through the legs making the figure. In addition, one ghost hunter said that this stretch of roadway, both north to Payson and south to Tucson, is incredibly creepy, especially at night. He added, "One of the cases we worked documented in our book was from the route going south to Tucson, where he claimed to have picked up a hitchhiker whose name matched someone who went missing back in the 70s. Next, we have a report that was made to 911 call about a bike riding itself. Furthermore, the eerie occurrence was seen on surveillance cameras, and residents of Europe's most haunted city, England, are frantically trying to figure out what caused the spectral mystery. Near the world-famous Shambles, which is located in the Old City, the incident took place. It has also been claimed by a cop that it may be the work of York's lost boy, who has been seen in the region in the past, and is renowned for fleeing away in horror whenever witnesses see him. Through the use of social media, the Shambles Market shared the footage with the following caption: "Yesterday, something very strange was spotted on CCTV, and this clip gives us the chills. After wobbling on the cobblestones, the bike can be seen rolling itself off of a cedar and maintaining its balance as it maintains its stability before continuing on its journey. After that, it reaches the pavement, where it stops for a period of time that is longer than 2 seconds, and then it gradually topples over onto its side." Mark Graham, who is in charge of the original Ghost Walk of York, said that there are quite a few dark tales that take place in the Shambles neighborhood. He stated, "There's quite a few stories around the Shambles area. Doors that open and close into a different time. Houses that disappear. I'll never forget that bicycle. York is a whole pastic of strange goings-on, a tapestry of unusual events. One of the stories is of a boy that appears and disappears. He looks shocked to see you, and you're shocked to see him. And he haunts in the same sort of way 5 or 6 places in the city, as if he's stepped into our world, or we've pushed into his. He's called the Lost Boy. He's a mystery. Whether he rides a bicycle, I do not know. Additionally, York has a dark and bloody past, and the International Ghost Research Foundation has determined that it is the most haunted city in Europe. This is due to the fact that there have been over 500 hauntings that have occurred inside the historic city walls. The Romans established the city in the year 71 AD, but it was later conquered by the Vikings. It was also an important location during the Norman Conquest and the English Civil War. Thus, ghostly visions are a typical occurrence in the historic capital of the northern region of Britain. Mackenzie Crompton, who is in charge of the ghost tours under the Shadows of York brand, said that she would be over the moon if the information were accurate. She said, "I think that if you could get it from another angle and there is definitely nobody there on the other side pushing it, then that is 99% correct. There are no slopes at that little bit. It would be incredible. I would be over the moon to see that. Just because of where it is, I am ever so slightly skeptical because you do get an awful lot of young people who hang around there. But if I saw the CCTV angle from the other side and there was noon there, then I would go, yes, that is definitely paranormal." Claire Bryant, a member of the paranormal research team Paranormal Research York, expressed a greater degree of skepticism over the occurrence. She went on to say, "It's a tricky one. The fact that you can't see where the bike is coming from, you can't rule out it's a bit of a prank. With the paranormal, you can't say anything is 100% paranormal. So we wouldn't like to say it is paranormal, and we wouldn't like to say it is not because we don't have enough evidence. The whole of York, around every corner, every alleyway, Ginnell, Snicket, there is something there. Something always happens, something we cannot explain. Whether we see something or whether it is a sound, we know that York is haunted, and given York's history, the Romans, the Vikings, the Anglo-Saxons, it's built on all those layers through time. The shambles, we believe, is active. There has been reported sightings in a lot of buildings down there."
What if the police, instead of stopping a crime, found themselves face to face with the unknown, the paranormal activities hiding in this earth? On the night of June 5th, 2023, on a highway in Brazil, cops pulled the car over, thinking they were stopping some strange disturbance in the back seat. As one of the officers approached, he could hear the low, guttural sounds from inside, growing louder with each step. He shone his flashlight into the car, expecting maybe a fight or someone in distress. But what he saw made his blood run cold. In the back seat, there was a woman, but something was wrong with her. Her eyes had a strange, almost lifeless look, but her face twisted with a chilling smile. She was mumbling strange words, sounds that didn't seem human. Her body showed movements in ways that shouldn't be possible, as if some unseen force was controlling her. Something sinister. Something demonic. The officer backed away, feeling an overpowering sense of dread. This wasn't an ordinary encounter. This was something darker, something sinister was inside her, waiting and watching from the shadows of her own body. With that being said, Let's move on to our second paranormal encounter that is going to be far more terrifying than this one. On June 6th, there was a house rumoured to be haunted in the village. This house was under construction. This man stood outside the dark, incomplete house, feeling chills running down his spine. He explained why he'd returned to this spot. He and his team had been here a few days ago, filming, and what they found terrified them. Something they were about to show their social media family.
तो सही मायने में अभी कुछ भी पता नहीं चल रहा कि इसमें ऐसी क्या वजह है जिसकी वजह से ये मुकम्मल तैयार नहीं हो रहा। वो कहते हैं जब भी यहाँ पे काफ़ी रात होती है तो किसी चीज़ की रोने की आवाज़ आती है, लेकिन वो आवाज़ किसी इंसान की है या किसी चुड़ैल की है ये अभी पता नहीं चला। लेकिन हम ये लोकेशन का विज़िट कर रहे हैं, इंशाल्लाह जो भी हमें पता चलेगा हम आपसे ज़रूर शेयर करेंगे। अल्लाहु अकबर। वो देखिए वो क्या चीज़ खड़ी है, ये वही चीज़ मैंने पहले भी देखी थी यहाँ पर।
The workers hired to rebuild this place had fled, leaving it abandoned for months. The house had a dark history, built on the remains of an old mansion where strange accidents and tragedies were common. While recording the site, the camera kept capturing an eerie figure dressed in all black.
देखिए कैसे आस्ता सा चल रही है। अल्लाहु अकबर। ये देखिए इस तरफ भी आ रही है, इधर कुछ आ रही है। देखिए नाज़रीन इस जगह पर ये चीज़ मैंने देखा है कि यहाँ पर ही वो घूमती रहती है। मैं इसका पीछे जाने की कोशिश करता हूँ, हम थोड़ा सा दूर।
The workers had tried to push through, hoping to finish the job quickly, but night after night, they heard stones being thrown at walls, saw things move on their own, and felt the house itself seemed to reject them. Eventually, several got hurt by flying debris and eerie mishaps, forcing them to abandon the project. Was this black, eerie creature behind all this?
ये देखिए अल्लाहु अकबर। ये क्या चीज़ हो सकती है जो बड़ी आस्ता आस्ता चल रही है। अभी थोड़ी देर पहले इसने कुछ आवाज़ भी निकाली थी। अल्लाहु अकबर, अल्लाहु अकबर। देखिए मुझे किसी चीज़ ने ज़ोर से धक्का दिया। ये देखिए ओए ओए अल्लाहु अकबर, अल्लाहु अकबर, अल्लाहु अकबर। ये देखिए काफ़ी घबराहट सी महसूस हुई मुझे। मैं तो परेशान ही हो गया था काफ़ी। ये देखें या किसी ने, ये देखें कितनी ज़मीन यहाँ पर।
But now, he was back. As he stepped further in, the air felt heavy, like something was watching. Strange sounds echoed, whispers he couldn't place. When he glanced down, he saw strange symbols scratched into the dirt, objects arranged as if for some dark ritual. Some people said that witches or dark spirits had claimed the house for their own.
ये काफी गुस्से में लग रही है मुझको। आइए मैं आपको इस तरफ लेकर चलता हूँ। इस तरफ देखते हैं, लेकिन मुझे भी काफी खौफ आ रहा है। अल्लाह अकबर, ये देखें। मुझे तो अभी भी काफ़ी डर महसूस हो रहा है, जिस्म जैसे एकदम से बेजान हो चुका हो।
He was continuously saying a prayer, hoping it would protect him, but the sense of horror grew with every step. His nerves were cold, he whispered, telling the viewers that this was too dangerous and they would have to leave.
कितनी खौफनाक आवाज़ इसकी। नाज़रीन, अभी हमारा जो एपिसोड हम यहीं पर ख़त्म करते हैं, क्योंकि ये चीज़ हमारे कहीं आस-पास ही है। हो सकता है हमें कुछ ये नुकसान भी पहुंचा सकती है। अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आई हो तो हमें कमेंट करके ज़रूर बताइएगा। इंशाल्लाह हम इस लोकेशन का दोबारा फिर विज़िट करेंगे और आपको नेक्स्ट पार्ट इसका जो है इधर ही खड़ी है, इधर ही खड़ी है।
As he moved to the exit, he promised the viewers that he might return, if he dared. And with that, he said goodbye, leaving the house and the dark spirits within. The screen faded to black. What if something from that house had followed him out? With these questions still disturbing our minds, let's move on to our third case. On October 30th, 2021, Oliver stepped into the dark woods with his friends, Jefferson and Danilo. They'd come looking for answers here. Rumors of a werewolf had been spreading, tales of something huge and brutal wandering just across the village. Danilo had been knocked down by something big the last time they were here. So tonight, only Oliver and Jefferson dared to return.
Aqui na abertura a gente escutou um barulho sinistro aqui. Não sei se vocês conseguiram escutar o que a gente escutou, mano. Danilo fica com o cacetete aí atrás, eu vou no meio. Beleza, Jefferson? Tu vai na frente, Jefferson, com a câmera. Tranquilo, mano? Galera, aqui tá o K2, um aparelho aí que mede o campo eletromagnético e também se alguma presença, né? Isso. Fantasmagórica, né? Vamos dizer assim, né? É muito tenso aqui, cara, muito tenso. Muito. Porque eu tô me arrepiando, galera, e eu acho que não só tem o lobisomem aqui não, né? É óbvio que não tem, né, Danilo? Não, cara. Então, é isso, Danilo. Isso. Vamos que vamos, hein? Isso, vamos. Liga a câmera aí, Jefferson, pra gente começar aqui a atividade. Vamos lá. Vai, já. Apaga, tira um pouco a luz. Tira a luz. Aí, cara.
Tô vendo, cara.
Tá vendo?
Sinal, mano. Vai.
The locals had talked about it for weeks. One hunter, a seasoned man who'd heard every sound the forest could make, had been out there when something terrible happened. He first thought it was a jaguar, but the screams he heard weren't from any animal. He fired 3 times, hoping to scare it away, but it didn't stop. Instead, the creature kept coming, crashing through the brush relentlessly. He'd barely made it to his car before it lost interest. Yet he could feel its eyes on him, chasing him through the sugarcane fields.
Abaixa aí. Bota a luz agora. Bota a luz aí. Caramba, mano. Ó.
Logo agora, mano.
É pra frente. Pra frente, cara. Filma aí, Jé. Filma aí com a tua câmera. Filma aí, Jé. Olha pra aqui, mano. Mano do céu, vai olhando as costas dele. Mano do céu, cara. Olha pra aqui, cara. Aí. Cara. Cara, vou começar uma comunicação com... Vamos se comunicar com o Spirit... Peraí. Vamos se comunicar com o Spirit Box, cara. Faz tempo que a gente não usa essa parada aqui. Galera, Spirit Box, ele usa... Os espíritos usam, né? As frequências de rádio pra se comunicar. Então... Calma dele. Fica calmo, mano.
Suando frio, velho.
Eu sei.
The locals believed it was a werewolf, a creature of nightmare, and as Oliver and Jefferson stepped deeper into the woods, they felt the weight of those stories pressing down on them. Every step seemed to pull them further into the unknown, the chills running down their spines. The darkness was hiding secrets within it.
É por causa do que aconteceu naquele dia, cara. Vamos prestar atenção nos barulhos, beleza?
Beleza.
Vamos lá. Oi. Já falou oi. Tem algum espírito aqui? Tem não. Tem não.
E por que falou?
Vem. Escutou, Jé?
Escutei. Agora tô ficando com
Vem pra onde, cara? Vem pra onde?
Agora tô ficando com medo, velho. Tá ali na frente, mano. Tá ali na porta.
Ó, vem de novo. A gente tá indo.
Oliver could feel a chill, an unnatural cold that settled into his bones. They brought a K2 meter, a device often used to detect paranormal energy, hoping to find evidence of something, anything that might explain the stories. The meter activated with strange, erratic signals, almost as if the air itself was alive with something they couldn't see. As they walked, the quiet grew heavier, the stillness more intense. It felt as if they were being watched.
Cabeça forte, velho. Vocês estão sentindo não?
Peraí, calma. Não fala nada agora não. Fica calmo. Peraí. Boa noite. Por que você tá chamando a gente? Pra onde você quer que a gente vá?
Eu tô com medo.
O negócio tá falando aí, ela. Escutei uma voz, tá ligado, mano? Esse negócio tá falando o que? Ela já tá ficando com medo, meu irmão. Tá chamando a gente. Só sei que ele disse vem.
And then, in the dim light, they saw something lying on the ground ahead. Their steps slowed, dread rising in their throats. It was a body, a real, human body. They stared, unable to comprehend what they were seeing. The figure lay twisted, clearly injured, as if it had tried to escape, but had never made it out of the forest.
Ai, meu Deus do céu, velho! Meu Deus! Meu Deus do céu, velho! Opa aí, pô! Vou embora, mano! Eu acho que foi lobisomem, mano! Tanta coisa das pessoas, mano! Opa aí, pô!
Tem um facão aqui perto dele, cara.
Bora, cara!
Pô.
Vamos embora, mano!
Meu Deus, cara!
Muito!
Porra!
Agora vocês foram puta que pariu! Corda, mano! Vou sair daqui!
Que porra é essa, cara?
Enforcaram o cara, pô! Aí você falou,
Tem certeza que enforcaram ele?
enforcar quem? Não sei, cara, eu não sei!
Liga pra polícia agora, cara! Liga pra polícia, pô!
Não sei lá, não!
Porra, Danilo!
Caralho, mano! Uma vez essa merda, velho! Essa merda do floresta, cara!
Oliver's heart pounded, fear washing over him. The sight was overwhelming, a horrifying end to their search. They were panicked. They fought to stay calm, to think clearly, and to call for help. They stumbled back, almost running, desperate to leave that place.
Porra! Porra! Que merda, cara! Que merda, mano! Filma isso aí, cara. Tira foto aí com a tua câmera, mano. Meu Deus, cara. Meu Deus. Meu Deus. Que merda, cara. Porra. Chama a polícia, velho. Porra. Meu Deus, cara. Eu não trouxe não, cara.
As they escaped the woods, Oliver couldn't shake the feeling that whatever had done this was still there, watching them leave. That dark forest had taken something, leaving only terror in its wake. The locals had warned them, but until now they hadn't believed. They were regretting every decision they made that night.
Porra!
Tá abalado, cara.
Como é que alguém faz isso com alguém, porra? Vaza, bora. Vai, passa, Danilo. Passa na frente. Para de chorar, Danilo. Mantenha calma, mano. Sei que as coisas tá difícil, cara.
Não tá aguentando, fica aqui não.
Mantenha calma, cara. Não culpo vocês não, cara. Fica calmo. Calma. É por aí, calma. Eu vou na frente, deixa eu ir na frente, eu tô mais lúcido. É por aqui, eu tô mais lúcido. Vem, me segue. Me segue. Calma, Dani, me segue, cara. Ó, mano, se entrar em pânico agora é pior, cara. Eu quase que entrava em pânico. Não entre em pânico. Respira, todo mundo. Eu sei, mas respira, Gé. Respira, mano. Eu sei, cara. Eu sei que é difícil, Gé. Eu sei. A gente viu uma criança já morta aqui nessa mesma mata, cara. Mas
ficando com o coração já acelerado já.
Eu sei, cara. Calma, cara. Ei, mano, se um de nós tiver um ataque de pânico aqui, eu passar mal, desmaiar, vai ser pior, cara. Todo jeito nós vamos ter que ficar na mata. Vai ser pior. Confia em mim, cara. Vai ser pior, beleza? Ei, confia em mim, mano. Confia em mim. Confia em mim, Dani. Confia em mim. Vamos chamar as autoridades, porra. É o certo.
It would be a night they would never forget. A night when the stories had come terrifyingly true. With that being said, let's move on to our next case of paranormal activity. On March the 11th, 2018, a group of ghost hunters set out to test their courage at one of the world's most haunted hotels. They chose the dead of night, around 3 a.m., hoping to capture evidence of something supernatural. Something sinister.
Alright, so this is the bathroom that we got locked out of, and where you heard the noise.
Yeah?
What? Yes. Alright, so we're gonna have to keep the lights off in this room. Shut the door. And it is. Wait, is it recording? Yes, it is. It is recording. Is anyone here? Do you have anything to say? This room makes you feel kind of light and dizzy. I am moving around a lot, like my body feels shifty. Who are you? What? It's like someone's lightly pressing against the door to listen in. 1 second. Let me see. I hear it. Shh. Be quiet. Yeah. What the? It's like a stabbing.
They began their night with an eerie discovery. Locked out of a bathroom for no apparent reason, they heard a strange noise. Once inside, they placed a recorder, hoping it might catch any ghostly presence. But as they played back the recording, they were left with an unsettling sound, a cold wind blowing into the silence. Yet there were no windows open. No way the wind could enter.
Seem to be ghostly presence.
Spirits. So I took a picture of you three.
And
Right on
there
Tyson's chest.
Right there on Tyson's chest.
Which weird
Show
though.
them, move around on your camera
Look
so
at
they
that.
know we didn't like
But let me see.
edit this in or something.
Yeah, show like the
Show,
date
like-
or something on
yeah.
it. The date's up above, right?
Oh, right there, okay.
So it literally happened. What time is it now? Someone pull up their phone. 8:47.
That was a gross photo.
Let me
Yeah,
see
also
this.
cute
Well, but
for
like if you zoom all the way up and I look at it, can you see like a little face there?
No, but
Like an
I
eye right there?
I could see like little green dots on Tyson's
at-
glasses earlier.
All right, wait, Yeah, wait. but Okay, see just this? okay.
Hold on, look at this.
See that eye? That's an eye. That's
Where?
like a mouse. See, that's an eye. Here, 1 second. Take
I've never
another
seen an
photo of
orb
me.
this big.
Take another photo?
Yeah, take another photo. of
Okay,
me.
I'll do it
Here,
on my
grab
phone
this.
this time. But the orb's gone. Wait, no, it's gone. It's gone.
So before we got locked out of the bathroom, I put this recorder in there. So we're gonna see if we got any EVPs, which, if you guys don't know, ghosts are supposed to be able to manipulate audio. So the white noise that is created from this device, they can manipulate that and say
to make
phrases, words, stuff like that. So let's just see if we heard anything, because you said that you heard a big bang.
Is there anyone in here? If you have anything to say, please talk into this recorder. We're gonna go.
Okay. Do you hear that, like...
Yeah, it sounds like a wind noise, but there's no wind in there.
If you have anything to say, please talk into this recorder. We're gonna go. Alright, let's go. I'm not hearing anything. I think we have to be more. I think you have to be more interactive when you're trying to get an EVP. Like you have to actually stand in there to ask questions and wait for a response.
Then, strange things began happening. Taking photos, one of them captured orbs floating around, small glowing spheres, often linked to spirits. In one of the photos, they saw what looked like a face, an eye with a green shine, a haunting gaze watching them. As they examined the photo, the orbs disappeared, as if the spirit realized it had been seen.
Okay, 1 second. I hear it. There's shit. Oh, okay, shut it again. There was nothing there. Just wait. I want to see if that's you. Who are you? Are you making that noise on the door? What the was that? That was creepy.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna head to the room where supposedly a child died while her mother was working here as a prostitute. So that's this room number 3. This room is so cold.
This room is actually particularly cold.
Oh my gosh, it's freezing in here.
So we're gonna try to capture more audio.
Later, they moved to another room with a dark history. Here, they set up an old-fashioned portal box, a device that supposedly allows spirits to manipulate radio frequencies to speak. As they listened, a chilling female voice came through, one that seemed almost familiar, as if calling from another time. When they asked for her name, she whispered, "Josie," and they all seemed to be frozen in fear.
Switch, just slide it.
Shut up. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie. Why are you your shirt off?
It was warm. It's warm. It's hot in here.
That floor was the most uncomfortable floor I've ever slept on.
Yeah, try sleeping on a tiny couch.
Oh, let me go sleep on cushions, Ryan.
I'd rather the floor.
Oh, you could have traded with me at any time. Alright, so what we're gonna use, it's called a porta box.
I'm Ryan.
How big do you look? Move over. Move over. Move this way.
I
Can't move this way. You can.
There you go.
Here, we'll rotate.
Alright, so this... Alright, everyone. Alright, class.
What?
This is a portal box.
Who?
Also known as a wonder box. It was created by a guy named Huff Paranormal.
What's his name?
His name is
Did you
Steve Huff.
change it to that?
And his channel is called Huff Paranormal.
Okay.
And he's got one of the biggest paranormal following on YouTube. And he makes these things so you can communicate with ghosts a lot easier. So what you do is you plug in
a scanning radio or an app that scans internet radio. And what ghosts can do, following on YouTube. And he makes these things so you can communicate with ghosts a lot easier. So what you do is you plug in a scanning radio or an app that scans internet radio. And what ghosts can do, and what ghosts can do, or spirits can do, is manipulate audio.
Where's the scanner radio?
It's in my pocket. It's a phone and you use it now. But also what this does is it reverses the audio using this thing right here. So if you hear anything coming up forward, that's usually you can expect something manipulating the audio.
What's your name?
Is that John?
No, it's a Josie.
I have chills all over.
Miss Josie, is this you?
She's saying something about John, and they used to call.
I thought she said pray for John.
Yeah, they used to say people that used to come into prostitute houses called Johns.
I'm sorry. I gotta get
The voice grew stronger as they continued, answering questions in a way that no random radio frequencies could explain. The once faint whispers turned to a clear, eerie tone. It was as if Josie, long gone from this world, was right there with them.
Any more over here? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, she
Thank
said
you.
thank you.
And what's scary about this is it's the same voice.
Yeah.
It's not like it's switching different voices. Is there a guy named John here?
I heard yes.
Yes. Do you have friends here?
I just want to take a little bit of a break real quick, because that's getting me.
That's freaky.
At least they're nice.
Alright, let's go back.
The most controversial one.
See, that's the radio.
Yeah.
You see how you can hear the radio, but that was not, that lady voice is not a
That's
radio
not
station.
the radio.
But this one seemed to be bleeding, so just...
I think we lost, either, is that the connection lost? I don't know.
I don't know.
Miss
the box
Josie,
works.
are you still here? I heard it in the beginning. It's really
she's
weird
asking
that
us
when
to be
we did
quiet.
it the first time, you could barely hear any radio.
Yeah.
And then the second time, we shut it off to take a little bit of a break.
She's gone.
And then you instantly hear just radio.
The first time we heard her, and then the second time we heard a multitude of voices. The first time we only heard that one voice, and I think that's worth noting. Like, it was only one singular lady voice,
One girl.
not
I think
a
I
bunch
want
of
to.
different
I'm gonna try one more
voices.
time, but this is. I don't want to.
I don't want to annoy them or
I don't
aggravate
want to annoy
them.
them. So I just
Ask
do
her
it one more
straight up
time.
if she wants us to be quiet.
Miss Josie, do you want us to leave? Was that a hell yes?
I don't know. Do you want us
She's
to
in
be,
there. She's in there. She's in there.
Do you want us to be quiet?
The man. Ask her if she wants to
It's
leave.
unsafe.
I think we should go.
I don't want to do this anymore. No. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to turn it off.
They felt her anger, her sadness, and emotions were trapped in the hotel's decaying walls. And just as suddenly, the device went silent.
What would be causing them here to do that? It's not moving on the wall. I gotta check this out, dude. It's not moving. It's not moving. It's only slower.
Okay, we gotta get Megan out of there. We gotta go to that room.
Let's go.
Megan, you done?
Yeah.
One of the mirrors were moving in the other room.
Thing ever.
You're lying.
No.
No, we're not. It was moving more violent than that.
He was
though.
shaking violently.
And now it's moving barely. So what made it move so violent? Oh my god, it's like stop.
Alright, let's go back in the room, review the footage, then let's go into that room.
Zach, he looks so concerned.
Because it's so weird because like there's nothing in there to make it move like that.
Well, I thought at first I'm like maybe a fan's making it move,
but
it actually slowed down though.
It slowed down once I said, let's go in there.
The only thing I can think is like if there was a vehicle, you think we would hear it, like something like.
I would vibrate the foundation, but I don't think anything would be strong enough,
I
or
think
else everything will be moving.
We're gonna think we should go in there. Not too many people, I don't think, because once you bring too many people, it could just startle them and just not do. So I think we should just go more in. Who wants to go? Zach, Bert.
Is that me?
Got it. Bert's the one that saw it.
Yeah, I saw it.
All right, let's do it.
Alright, so it is room number 4. There is a fan in here, but the fan isn't on, it's not moving or anything.
Yes.
If I had to sleep in this room with that bar downstairs and you have to hear all that all night, I'd be pissed too. I'd be moving that mirror.
And look, the mirror's on a string on the wall. Oh, that's creepy. So it's not attached to the wall, so the vibrations from the music wouldn't make it move.
Yeah, it's not attached to the wall.
it's not
There's definitely no vibrations in the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, the window's closed.
Oh my god, what is that? Look at that. Is that a f***ing bird? Those are two birds. Look at those motherfuckers.
Those are huge.
See? Two massive pigeons on that ledge right across.
They felt a presence watching, waiting. The drapes moved without any air to stir them, and everything around them seemed to be making sure of haunting them. They were all scared together, whispering among themselves. The weight of the unseen presence pressed down on them, cold, heavy, and unforgiving, as if they have disturbed them.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
I think that door behind me just moved.
You mean the door you just slammed?
I didn't slam it. I didn't touch it. He like legit, his hand was not touching it.
Bull.
It just went.
What is in here? Can we get this open?
No, it's locked on the other side. There's a chain. How do you know there's a chain? I'm just guessing.
There's a f***ing chain here.
There's a bolt though. There's a dead bolt for sure.
Alright, so it is 1:30 in the morning.
At 3 a.m., they finally decided to leave, stepping carefully through the cold, echoing halls, feeling the eyes of the hotel on their backs, shadows trailing just behind. As they made their way to the exit, a final, chilling sound drifted throughout the silence. A faint whisper, calling after them, bidding them a haunting farewell.
I'm just gonna go. I don't care. I'm not gonna do this anymore. Alright, so we made it till, what time does that say? 3:44?
3:44, yeah.
Until we were like, we just didn't want to make anyone angry. Because you want to respect spirits, you don't want to just be like, you don't want to be an asshole. Like, but let's just recap what we kind of saw this night.
So everything that I feel like happened was, you know, I heard the pounding on the door and the walking and the door handle moving when I was in the bathroom. We saw that mirror move a few times and then slow down.
My heart is still pumping. Not because of the mirror, but like most of the stuff I was able to be like logical and be like,
yeah.
I think it's just the house creaking until the ghost box.
See, I just want to say that I originally went into this saying that I thought it was rude, and I don't know, I feel like something really bad could have happened.
What a chilling encounter indeed. With that being said, let's move on to our next case for this video. On April 26, 2022, at midnight, in a quiet bedroom, the night was calm until a gentle sound broke the silence. By the window, a swing chair began to move on its own, its faint creaking sound pulling her from her sleep. At first, she thought it was just the wind, so she got up, held the chair, and lay back down, hoping for a peaceful rest. But moments later, the chair moved again, as if pushed by something unseen. But this was only the beginning. Out of nowhere, a loud crash came from the almirah in the corner, an object tossed from above, landing with a heavy thud. Before she could understand what was happening, the almirah's doors slowly creaked open on their own. The reflection in the almirah's mirror showed something horrifying. A shadowy figure seemed to fly in the air, twisting. The ghost might be hiding itself, but it was all recorded in the camera. She could feel it now. Something sinister had entered her room, and it wasn't going to leave her alone. On August 13th, 2021, on a paranormal investigation site, two paranormal investigators entered an empty room, ready to explore. As they were about to move into the next room, they suddenly felt a strange presence, like someone was watching them.
You come and pick it up.
I don't know.
I was just calling out in here.
One turned the camera and caught sight of a tall, black figure standing in the corner of the room. It was eerie and unnatural. It was about to be their worst nightmare.
In here, if you could hear anything, just come forward.
Whoa!
Without a word, they ran, terrified by what they had just seen, knowing they had to get out fast. Moving on to our seventh case for this video. On December 4th, 2022, in Newcastle upon Tyne. On this quiet day in an office, one person sat alone, working. The room was still. No one else was there. Then, something strange happened. In the bottom left corner of the room, a box on the shelf began to slide. Slowly, It moved as if something invisible was pushing it. But the most terrifying part came next. The box suddenly leaped off the shelf and fell to the floor as if it had been thrown.
You see that there?
That's fucking weird, that.
No one else was in the room. The box hadn't moved on its own. Someone was there. Something sinister to disturb the peace of this healthy office environment. Let's move on to our 8th case. Another piece of eerie paranormal footage. On August 10th, 2007, in Connecticut. The Deli owner in Connecticut arrived early in the morning, expecting another quiet day. But what he found was anything but normal. The place was a mess. Chairs were overturned and objects were scattered all over the floor. He checked the security footage, hoping to understand what had happened. What he saw on the tape shocked him. The chairs were moving by themselves, sliding across the floor as if pushed by invisible hands. Objects were being thrown off the shelves, crashing to the ground. The police report called it an unexplained phenomenon, but the Deli had a dark history. It had once been used for rum running during Prohibition, a time of illegal liquor trading. Maybe that dark past had come back, or something even worse was stirring in the old building. Whatever it was clear. The Deli wasn't as empty as it seemed. On October 8th, 2023, in an abandoned church, it was a dark and cold night when a brave investigator decided to explore an abandoned church. He had found the location online, unsure of what he might find. As he walked in, the eerie silence surrounded him, and his heart raced with fear. The place had been empty for years, but something felt off.
Hi guys, Exploring with Danny coming back at it with hopefully another great video. Tonight I am here at a creepy location to see if any paranormal stuff is going on in this abandoned location. So guys, without further ado, let's see if this place is haunted. Let's go. Hi guys, it is pretty late at night. I am coming to a creepy church, which I found the location online. I don't know if you can get in there or not, but I'm here tonight to check it out. It sure does look creepy. It's been abandoned for quite a long time.
He set up his camera and began to walk through the church, his footsteps echoing in the vast emptiness. Strange noises filled the air, cracks and creaks from the old building, but something else was moving in the shadows. As he made his way deeper, he couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't alone.
Right guys, I have just made my way into this creepy looking
He turned the camera, trying to ignore the nerves creeping up his spine. Then, in the corner of the room, something terrifying appeared. A figure, tall and dark, stood motionless in the shadows. He froze, unable to believe what he was seeing.
I thought I could see a pair of eyes then. Gotta watch out for these holes in the floor right here. I don't want to be falling through. What was this? What the hell? That scared me. But there's quite a lot of pigeons in here. Guys, I am so nervous right now. So not doing this on my own again. How many? Is that a pigeon? Hello? 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 Hello?
Suddenly, the figure started to move. It was like it was staring straight at him. Shivers ran down his spine as he realized he had to leave. His breath quickened, and he rushed out of the room, terrified by the ghostly presence he had just captured on camera.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh my god! What the fuck is that? Get me the fuck out of here!
The video ends with his terrifying escape, but the chilling image of the dark figure remains in his mind. Something in that abandoned church was watching, and it wasn't happy to have visitors. On May 12, 2014, the Edmonton LRT incident. It was an ordinary day on the Edmonton LRT, with passengers sitting quietly as the train moved through Central Station. The calm was shattered when a woman began acting strangely. She started moving erratically in her seat, muttering words no one could understand. People around her exchanged nervous glances, unsure of what was happening. Suddenly, without warning, she lunged at the man sitting next to her. Her hands struck him as she let out a guttural scream that sent shivers down everyone's spines. Passengers scrambled, some shouting for help, others frozen in place. Chaos was all over the train as a passenger called for emergency services. The woman's movements were erratic, almost inhuman, as she resisted those trying to restrain her. Her voice sounded otherworldly. When police arrived, they managed to control her, but her creepy stare haunted everyone on that train. These stories show us how close the unknown can come, even when we least expect it. From haunted houses to chilling encounters in the dark, each moment leaves us questioning what's real and what lies beyond. Are these glimpses into another world, or just tricks of the mind? The truth remains a mystery, but one thing is clear: these experiences will never be forgotten. From paranormal activities in abandoned houses to creepy ghosts in a hallway, have you ever wondered how we are just a step away from paranormal encounters? What are we going to do then? Why are such incidents getting common by each passing day? This video is going to reveal it all. On December 7th, 2023, a YouTuber named Chamos, along with his two friends, visited the old Psycho's house. This place was rumored to be haunted by the ghost of a madman who took lives and hid the bodies. Chamos thought it was just a legend until he entered that place.
Licença?
Imagina se eu não pedir.
Peraí, tô ouvindo alguma coisa aqui.
Que isso?
Tô ouvindo algum barulho pra cá, velho. Ó, a faca tá aqui, ó. Ó, peraí. Jefinho, olha ali, Jota. Olha ali, cara. Olha a gaveta ali, velho. Tá mexendo, velho.
Gaveta.
Cara, ele tá na nossa frente, velho. Olha ali, Jota, olha ali.
Eu tô vendo, cara. Meu Deus.
Cara, sensacional, velho.
Licença.
The house was filled with a chilling silence, broken only by the strange noises coming from the old walls. As soon as they entered this eerie place, they were welcomed by a knife stuck to the door. But that was not all.
Cheguei com o Cadu, Jota. Olha isso. Cara, eu tô filmando na minha frente, velho.
O que, velho?
Olha ali a gaveta abrindo, velho.
Meu Deus do céu, cara.
Pega o Cadu aí, Jota. Cara do céu.
Pensar em Cadu agora, velho.
Se aproximou ali, eu tô gravando bem de pertinho, velho.
Olha aqui, chamou. Tá no máximo, velho.
Meu Deus, cara. Olha aqui. Olha isso.
Ó, a TV, cara. Meu Deus do céu, cara.
Meu Deus, cara.
Eita, imagina essa faca, velho.
Cara do céu, velho.
Meu Deus do céu. Eu chamo assim,
Cara do céu, isso não é brincadeira, velho. Isso não é brincadeira, rapaziada. Ó, velho.
Cara, a ponta até da TV, cara. Olha. Cara, até a TV, velho, tava balançando, mano. Cuida, velho. Olha isso, olha. Você vai olhar o K2 ali, João? Você pode atacar a gente, cara. K2.
Olha aqui, já fui na minha frente, velho.
Olha. K2. Cara, acendendo no máximo, velho.
Vou sair de perto dessa coisa aí, cara. Tá maluco? Pô, tô falando, essa coisa não tá gostando da nossa presença aqui, rapaziada. Essa coisa não tá gostando da nossa presença aqui, não, rapaziada.
Claro que não, pô. Pô, mas a gente veio na boa intenção, cara.
Yes, the drawer was opening and closing by itself, although there was no one around. As if the presence of the knife in the weird drawer wasn't enough. This happened.
Quando a gente conversou pela primeira vez, ele nos desafiou a ficar uma noite.
Olha ali, mano.
Só isso, velho.
Olha ali, velho.
Eu tô vendo isso. Cara, vocês estão vendo esse ventilador mexer, velho?
Ventilador, chamas.
Tá vendo isso, Jota?
Olha isso, velho.
Cara, eu tô impressionado com isso, eu tô tudo arrepiado.
Olha isso, velho. Parece que criou vida, cara. Olha isso. Mano do céu,
velho.
Mano do céu, velho.
Tu viu isso, Jefinho?
Cara, caiu aqui, velho.
Tu viu isso, Jota?
Mano do céu. Cara, que eu vi isso, velho. Tá maluco, velho.
Cara, eu tô tremendo, velho.
Olha isso, velho.
Cara, eu tô tremendo, velho. Cara, eu tô tremendo, velho.
Jefinho, não chega tão perto, você pode vir pra cima de ti.
Como é que essa coisa veio, cara?
Pode vir pra cima de ti, Jefinho.
Vocês estão vendo, cara?
Entrou vida, velho, ele começou a andar.
Essa coisa...
Primeiro foi isso aqui, ó. Primeiro foi isso aqui, ó.
Não toca nisso aí, Jefinho.
Gaveta, TV, agora ventilador, velho.
É verdade, Jota.
Tem
Tá
faca
louco,
aqui dentro
cara?
também, velho. Onde faca? Tem faca aqui dentro, ó. Aqui não é uma faca? Não é uma faca ali, ó.
A standing fan right across the drawer started moving. Just when they were discussing how terrified they were about what was happening around them, the fan fell by itself without making a single noise. Was a ghost doing this all? There were knives in the drawer as well when they searched it. But then, their worst nightmare happened.
Verdade. Cara, barulho pra cá, velho. Mano, barulho pra cá, rapaziada. Barulho pra cá, rapaziada. Que isso, velho? Que isso, cara? Que isso, velho? Olha aqui, velho. Cara, vocês não vão acreditar no que eu vi aqui, cara.
O que tu viu, Chamo? Fala logo.
Cara, eu tô passando muito branco, velho. Hã? Cara, eu tô branco, velho.
Pô, mas o que tu viu?
Eu vi um monte de perna embaixo dessa cama aí, velho.
Perna?
Olha,
Olha aí, velho. Que isso, mano?
Tá vendo?
Que isso, velho?
Tá vendo isso, já viu?
Vamos pra fora, velho. Tá louco? A cama vem pra cima da gente. Que isso, velho?
Vocês estão vendo isso, cara? Ô, eu quero sair daqui de dentro, velho. Ô, vem aqui pra fora.
Por que essa faca aí na tua cara, velho?
Eu quero saber, cara. Vem cá.
Calma, senhor. A cama levantou, mano. Fecha essa porta aí, João. A cama levantou, mano.
Deixa eu ser encostado. Cara, eu tô...
The guy holding the camera screamed, pointing toward the bed. There are legs under there. They all rushed over, but as fast as they saw them, the legs vanished. Panic spread. They had witnessed something no one could explain, and the fear in that room was undeniable. Not only did the legs vanish out of nowhere, but also the bed raised in the air as if it's been held by an unseen force, and then it was thrown to the floor.
Eu vi um monte... Eu vi um monte...
Tu tá zoando, né?
Eu vi um monte de... Eu vi um monte de corpo embaixo da cama, velho.
Tu tá zoando, né?
Eu vi, chefe, eu acho que eu gravei, cara.
Que quarto é o quarto dos corpos.
Então, pô, apareceu embaixo da cama um monte de perna, já vi, eu vi.
A cama pulou ali, velho. Eu não sei o que tu viu, mas a cama pulou. Mostra isso aí pra gente, velho.
Cara, vem aqui ver essa cama. Vem aqui ver essa cama, vem cá, velho.
Não vai lá não, velho. O que tu quer fazer, velho? Não se arrisca. Sai daí, velho.
Essa coisa não quer nós ali dentro, velho.
Deu ruim, velho. Deu ruim aí, velho.
Eu sou, velho.
Cara, o negócio vai bater na tua cara, pegar teu nariz ainda, velho. Tá maluco?
Cara do céu, velho.
Abandona.
Eu não acredito, cara. Eu tô de boca aberta, a gente nunca viu um negócio desse, velho. Vocês nunca viram o que eu vi. Vocês não... Tomara que tenha aparecido no vídeo.
They rushed towards the door, knowing this wasn't just a rumor anymore. It was real. Something evil lived in that house. But then they decided to have a last look. A decision they will regret for the rest of their lives.
Mano do céu, cara.
Cara, não é possível. Cara, puxamos tudo. Noção que era um monte de corpos ali, velho.
Eu tô falando pra vocês, cara.
Como se ele quisesse mostrar. Ele parou o ventilador.
Ah, foi isso que eu tava arrastando, então, pô.
O ventilador tava lá, ó.
Era isso que eu tava arrastando, velho.
Mostrar pra gente do jeito que ele deixava os corpos aqui nesse quarto.
Deixava embaixo da cama, Jota.
Caramba, velho. Ei, que cena mais forte isso aí, cara.
Cara, se desceu, velho.
Eu fiquei ruim agora. Fiquei ruim demais, velho.
Mano.
Levanta.
Olha, eu não vou tocar nisso aí não, velho.
Não.
Olha como tá gelado aqui dentro, ó.
Por baixo, então. Filma por baixo. Só assim, eu tô meio, tipo assim, eu tô desesperado, tipo, não sei, cara, tá...
Cara, e é só porque eu vi no vídeo, cara. Pra acreditar. Jota, passa
no vídeo.
Puxa o K2, bota o K2 aqui dentro pra ver. Olha como tá frio aqui dentro, chefinho.
É só porque eu vi.
Olha aqui, Jota. Mano do céu, cara.
Só porque eu vi no vídeo.
Vocês viram depois que a cama ainda mexeu, velho? Essa coisa não gosta da nossa presença aqui, não.
Cuidado. Jota do céu, velho. Jota do céu, esse banco vai pra cima de ti, mano. Cara, eu tava até sem reação, cara. Velho, que eu tô... Cara, eu tô... Sei lá, velho.
Nothing was in the same place anymore. They just got out for approximately 3 minutes, but everything got disoriented so quickly. It didn't seem like some human could do this much mess in just a few minutes. They fled the house, knowing something truly evil and paranormal lived inside. There was no way even the police could help them, as the bodies were no more there. With that being said, let's move on to our next case. On the 29th of May 2019, a man was remodeling an old house built in the early 1900s. He had a strange feeling about the place, but brushed it off, thinking it might just be a squatter. He decided to check every room upstairs, but no one was there. Everything seemed normal.
Doing this cabinet crown. And I think there's a squatter in this house. I think it's in here. Hello? 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 Anybody here? Hello?
When he went back downstairs, that's when things got strange. A door slowly opens by itself. Without thinking twice, he walked into the room. The door slammed shut behind him, trapping him inside. His heart raced, but it got worse when he looked at the basement stairs. The lights flickered, then went out completely, leaving the room completely in darkness.
Hello? What the heck is that? Hello? Who is it?
In a panicked state, he dropped his phone on the floor and ran out. He was too terrified to even look back. What he saw and felt in that moment left him shaken to his spine, knowing something far more paranormal than a squatter was in that house. In the end, no squatter was ever found, but the eerie events left a haunting question. was something much darker hiding in the shadows of that old house. Let's move on to our third case. On August the 3rd, 2023, when these guys entered the abandoned house, nothing but the silence welcomed them. But that was not all. As soon as we stepped inside, they saw a child standing alone in one of the rooms. He didn't move, just stood there, staring at them.
Cortou o dedo?
Cortei, velho. Cortei tudo aqui. Que isso, velho?
Calma. Que isso aí, velho? Que é o carrinho? É o carrinho, mano.
É o carrinho. Quem tá aí?
Vai entrar.
They thought he was lost, so they tried to approach him, but the moment they stepped closer, the door of the room where the boy was standing slammed shut on its own. The sound echoed through the house, and when they looked back, the child was gone.
Mano, que é isso aí, velho?
Ô, é uma criança, velho! Nossa, velho! Sai!
They ran out of there. They ran for their lives. It was one of the most horrifying experiences they ever had. What if that kid was possessed by something evil? With that being said, let's move on to our fourth paranormal activity. On February 12th, 2021, around 8:20, a CCTV footage captured something really strange. When this couple was reviewing the footage, they noticed something weird. Something seemed off about the hallway near their children's bedroom. A creepy shadow was moving down the hallway. At first, it looked like it was sweeping across the floor smoothly, but then, as the shadow came near to the door of the room, it stood and looked like an apparition of a kid ghost. Was the eerie shadow? Was it a ghost? Or it was a paranormal creature trying to scare the kids? Have a closer look at it again. Moving on to our fifth paranormal case for this video. On March 31st, 2024, Chamos and his friend Jefinho decided to revisit the haunted house, the one everyone talked about. They thought they were ready, but what happened next would haunt them forever. As soon as they arrived, they felt something wasn't right. The guava tree outside swayed, even though there was no wind. They hesitated, but curiosity pushed them forward.
Olha lá que você tá nós dois, filho. Ó, olha. Foi só a gente chegar, cara. Olha só. Nossa, mano, essa casa, velho. Até esse pé de goiaba é sinistro, olha só como ele abre. Olha isso, cara. Olha isso, se não é de arrepiar, velho. Não é, Jefinho? Olha só essa casa, velho. Isso aqui é sinistro demais, velho. Ô, pera aí, eu escutei barulho dentro da casa, hein? Não, né? Não, pô. É fora, ó. É fora, é fora, é fora. É fora, fora. Cara, só tá eu e o Jefinho. É fora da casa. Só estamos eu e o Jefinho pra fazer esse vídeo. Já tirei até de aranha aqui, ó. Pode ser.
Inside, the air was heavy. This house is the spirit of an old lady, he whispered to Jefinho, who nodded, with fear chilling down his spine. As they stepped further inside, strange noises echoed. Those footsteps were strange, and the sound didn't belong to any of them.
Ah, mano, isso não é... É muita coincidência, Jefinho. Espero que esteja gravando na câmera esse barulho. Tá
pegando áudio, velho.
Tem passo de gente aqui dentro, deixa eu ver aqui, ó. Vou entrar, hein? Peço licença aqui, tô entrando no local, beleza? Boa noite. Boa noite. Cara, mexi aquele negócio lá, Jefinho.
Que negócio? Que isso, que isso? Que isso, mano?
Cara, olha ali, Jefinho.
Tá vendo ali, pô?
Olha ali, cara. Ah, velho, deixa eu fechar a porta aqui, cara.
Cara, mas nós não entramos, velho. O que mexeu lá atrás? Eu só tô vendo essa janela mexer aqui, mano.
Tinha um negócio de ferro em cima do fogão, a lenha lá,
Em cima do fogão?
É, cara.
Tá maluco, velho.
Olha que a minha lanterna falhando, olha aqui.
Tá falhando já, velho.
Olha só, deixa só minha. Olha aqui, olha aí. Olha só, Jefinho. Tô ouvindo passo dentro da casa, velho.
Then the flashlight started failing, flickering, casting eerie shadows that seemed to move on their own. They tried to laugh it off, but deep down, they knew something was with them. "Let's go in," he said, trying to sound calm. The moment they did, the door behind them slammed shut with such force that the entire house shook.
E agora, será que a gente entra, Jefinho?
Mas, cara...
Velho, ali. Mano do céu, será que tá convidando a gente pra entrar, velho? Será que tá convidando a gente pra entrar? Olha essa minha lanterna como tá falhando aqui, mano. Cuidado. Isso aí pode ser armadilha, tá? Tá atraindo nós pra uma armadilha. Ó. Cara, tá dando barulho aí, velho. Se tiver armadilha, eu não sei, filho. Eu sei que o negócio tá convidando. Olha aqui a minha lanterna, velho.
Isso aqui não é armadilha, velho.
Que, tipo assim, tá ligado? Abrir a porta pra atrair a gente, cara. Será que eu fecho?
Essa janela fechou.
Pois então.
Sozinha, tu viu?
Ó, que isso? Será que eu fecho essa porta? Fecha.
Isso, velho.
Ajuda a iluminar aqui, Jefinho, que a minha lanterna tá complicada aqui, cara.
Então, mas aí eu vou ficar assim.
É. Cara, parece que é pro lado de fora lá na varanda, velho. Naquela porta lá, ó. Parece que é pro lado de fora na varanda lá, ó.
Assim, né?
Isso, velho, aquela porta lá, velho. Do último quarto lá, ó. Olha isso aqui, velho.
Suddenly, the stove rattled, as though something heavy was moving. They froze, terror sinking in. Their hearts were racing. The windows began to creak and shift on their own as if the house was alive, pulling them deeper into its grip.
Mano do céu, velho. O cara tá pegando as duas portas aqui, mano. Olha a fechadura ali, ó. Vem cá, Jefinho, vem cá. Cara do céu, velho.
Olha lá. Mano do céu, velho. Isso. Eu vou entrar aqui primeiro.
Faz o seguinte,
Não, eu vou entrar aqui primeiro.
Tu entra numa, eu entro na outra. Deixa eu chegar lá.
Tá.
Deixa eu chegar lá.
Tá. Beleza. Me dá o sinal. Me dá o sinal que eu vou entrar aqui. Ah, velho! Olha aí, ó. Cara, aqui também, velho. Aqui também tá mexendo aqui, mano. Vou pegar aqui. Eu vou entrar. E aí, chefinho? Cara, não tem nada aqui, velho. Tem nada aqui também, mano. Cara, eu não tô vendo nada, mas eu tô sentindo uma presença aqui, mano.
They couldn't handle it anymore, but when they tried to leave, the table moved by itself, blocking their path. Panic surged through them. Desperately, they begged for permission to leave, asking the spirit to let them go unharmed. Only then did the house seem to release its grip on them.
Manifeste-se pra mim aqui. Fazendo vídeo pro Instagram aqui, olha só onde que a gente tá, velho. Manifeste-se, porém não me ataque. Somente para fazer o registro da sua presença aqui. É possível? É possível? Já tá lá gravando com a outra GoPro. É, velho! Eu pedi pra ela se manifestar, mano. Pra ela se manifestar, velho. Que larga essa porcaria de celular aí, velho. Que coisa pra postar, velho. Mano do céu, velho. Cara, eu pedi pra ela se manifestar, velho. Que eu queria fazer um registro, cara. Mas eu pedi que ela não me atacasse. E ela respeitou meu pedido, velho. Ela respeitou. Eu acho que já é o suficiente, hein, Jefinho? Né? Deus, sabe por quê? Porque é o seguinte, se a gente passar do ponto, cara, toda a vida dá ruim, mano. Toda a vida dá ruim, cara. Se a gente passa do ponto. Eu peço licença pra me retirar do local. Peço licença pra me retirar do local. Pede licença aí também, Jefinho. Com licença, permissão para que eu possa sair do local em segurança. Nós dois, ok? Peço que nada nos acompanhe. Fechei. Cara, tu tem noção do que nós gravamos aí dentro, chefinho? Tu tem noção, velho?
As they escaped, they knew one thing for sure. They never should have gone back. This wasn't just any haunting. The house wanted them out, but they knew it could have ended far worse if they had stayed any longer. With that being said, let's move on to our sixth case. On May 14th, 2013, a camera was placed on the kitchen table, recording everything as strange events started happening. This didn't seem like an abandoned house, but what this camera recorded was absolutely terrifying when the kitchen erupted with terrifying noise. Cabinets swung open one by one, throwing dishes and cups across the room. It felt like the house was alive. Suddenly, things from cabinets started coming out, barely missing any wall. The ghost here wasn't just playing games. It was angry, and it wanted to destroy this house. Whoever returns to such a house must think that a tornado hit their home, but who knows who is behind all such paranormal activities. With that being said, let's move on to our seventh paranormal paranormal activity. On September 15th, 2017, on a clear, empty road, CCTV footage captured something unbelievable. Something that would have been dismissed as a lie if not recorded. A little girl wandered into the street, unaware of a speeding vehicle heading her way. Just as the car was about to hit her, a mysterious man appeared out of nowhere, moving faster than humanly possible. In a blink, he snatched the girl to safety and vanished into the shadows. The vehicle screeched to a stop, but by then, the man had disappeared without a trace. Real or fake, no one could explain what had just happened. Let's move on to our 8th paranormal activity. On September 7th, 2022, this woman went outside alone. The sky was heavy with clouds, but the air was completely still. No wind at all. Everything was still, even the trees, until this very moment. Yes, out of nowhere, one of the swings at the nearby playground began to move, moving back and forth as if someone unseen was pushing it. She quickly grabbed his phone and started filming, with chills running down her spine. The swing kept moving, as if possessed by something eerie, while everything else remained completely still. Has anyone ever seen something like this? What could explain it? With that being said, let's move on to our 9th case. On September 1st, 2016, a man stepped out of his hotel room, walking down the quiet hallway when something terrifying happened. A dark apparition appeared, pushing him hard to the floor. Within seconds, it began dragging him across the hallway, pulling him for a few moments before suddenly releasing him and vanishing. The man lay there for a few minutes, then ran, stunned and terrified. Did he disturb something by merely being in its path? Or was it already waiting for him in the shadows? Moving on to our last case, even more terrifying than the others. On August 15th, 2016, during a routine radiation leak test in an old World War II tunnel in Japan, something chilling was caught on tape. As the workers moved through the dark, damp tunnel, a ghostly figure appeared, wandering in the distance. just like that, it disappeared into the wall of tunnels. Its pale form was obvious in and out of the shadows, as if it were watching them. The team froze, unable to move as the ghost moved. Suddenly, the figure vanished, leaving behind an eerie silence that chilled them to the bone. Was it a restless spirit from the war, or something far more paranormal than this? In conclusion, these terrifying encounters remind us of the unexplained forces that exist in the shadows of abandoned places and quiet homes. From mysterious apparitions dragging people to ghosts haunting old tunnels, these cases reveal that there are things beyond our understanding. Whether it's the spirit or something darker, these paranormal experiences leave us with more questions than answers. The unknown is real, and it's out there, or right in front of our eyes. For more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like this video. Comment below which case you find the most terrifying. Don't forget to press the bell icon for future notifications.